SOS. 12 steps too far. Check 1 2, Kaiju Zone. Yo, 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 yo. I'm broken, beaten. I'm not been eating, sleeping. And in the silence, I can swear I hear my soul is weeping. I took a load of beat blockers down with vodka neat. And Satan stood there mocking, shocking out and said I'm not gonna beat him. I slam the rock on heat, hold my breath and feel my beating heart rip apart until it started bleeding. That's appealing. Repeat the same mistakes, expecting something different. What am I missing? Every day in wasted high in space like solar system. One taste does the damage and I'm off and rolling call assistance. You're gonna need it when I'm creeping, feeding, keep your distance. My eyes look deep and distant, focused on repeated whispering. You can't escape our prison, SOS be so persistent. Curtain twitching, sniffing, listening out for someone listening. I took a look inside my skull, but look, my mind is missing. I'll down it, whole folks sipping. I'm not a pot to pissing, but trust me, I'll be licking pipe type you can't resist. That's it twisted. All my friends are drifted off my wish list, but I'll be clean by Christmas. The famous word of misfits. Need to feel the needle, keep it on the dealer we go to a place you got to chase, not for the weak and feeble. Take a trip and test it, it's so precious, go or Smeagol. It's dark and evil, mark my words, it might not be a sequel. Do this for the down and outs, I do this for the people. I do this because if I don't, the outcome could be lethal. Relapse after relapse like the devil wants a rematch. You reach a peak of pleasure then come crashing, they don't teach out. Don't speak loud, keep back, I ain't ready for a recap. I don't want your million opinions or your feedback. I need my engine remaps, perhaps I'll quit the pre-gas. But my addict is so manic, stewing, brewing like your tea bags. Life and life turns, life hurts, life burns. Hungry, angry, lonely and tired of my curse. The rest will do the damage when I get high first. One is too many but 1,000 might work. 1,000 kind words amount, my mind hurts. I'm grounded like dirt, dig down on my verse. Yo, drug-induced psychosis, 5 overdoses and no prognosis. Only hope is through osmosis. Tell my closest I was hopeless. Just as the lotus opens, petals symbolize emotion. Perhaps I'll find some time to still my mind and find emotion. Who set the tides in motion? Who set the winds to sing and ride the tides beside the ocean? Whose spirit can fix the broken? I'm fucking broken, beaten. I'm not been eating, sleeping. And in the silence I can swear I hear my soul is weeping. I took a load of beat blockers down with vodka neat. And Satan stood there mocking, shocking out and said I'm not gonna beat him. I slam the rock on heat, hold my breath and feel my beating heart rip apart until it started bleeding. That's appealing. Welcome to the DryWave Super Tsunami. First, we need to apologise for the swear words. I thought I'd taken that swear word out. I repeat the first verse. I took the swear word out the first verse, but I didn't take it out the second one. I do apologise. But welcome to the DryWave Super Tsunami as we flood Facebook with recovery goodness, wet it with wellness and wash well-being across the social media matrix with an added mix of tales from the crypt as we do a deep dive into what drives the addict mind, the horror stories that we thought we left behind, and the behaviours which can come back at any time. How did we survive? How do we overcome the mental torture? And how do we move forward without going back? It's Ben, SOS. It's your boy with the bucket hat, alongside the host with the most, from pillar to pillar, coast to coast. I don't mean to brag or boast. It's Will Power.
Boom. Yes, inside.
Yes,
Woo,
Will.
we're on. Well, we just
are.
did a live that was nearly as long as the show, about half an hour ago, didn't we?
We're back again, aren't we?
We're back again and we're going to tear it up. We really are. We're going to go in a deep dive.
I love your energy, man.
I'm ready to go.
Is that a Gucci talk, that?
No.
Gucci gang.
Glorious Gangster. Solomon knows all about this.
Solomon is a glorious gangster.
Yeah, he is.
Solomon, I just want to apologise. Solomon's actually in the studio.
Yes, Solomon.
No, because he's going to pull me in for a meeting now.
Okay.
So really.
2 meetings.
2. Oh yeah, strike 2.
Whoa.
No, I'm actually on strike 2.
Well, I haven't got any, so that means you get another one and we'll be all right because I've got 3.
Flipping.
No, I'll
tell you what, I love it.
Right, listen, let's hit a few people up here. Gemma Richards is loving the track.
It's absolutely popping off. Right,
Come on.
That was a new track.
Yes.
From my album, 12 Steps Too Far.
Have you got a bit more of it now? Yo.
SOS. SOS.
Sample the sounds.
Yeah, you know it. Who knows it? Every now and then I get a yo. Broken beaten, I've not been eating.
Tell the people about this track, come on.
Deep dive, man. It's about being broken, beaten, not eating, sleeping. In the silence I can swear I hear my soul is weeping. I took a load of beta blockers down with vodka neat, and Satan stood there mocking, shocking out and said I'm not gonna beat him. I slammed the rock on heat, hold my breath and feel my beating heart slip up. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It goes really deep, man. But I just want to give a shout out to my neighbour, one of my good friends, Becca Cairns. Yes, Jessica Porter. Yes, Whitney George and Jed. We've got the urban philosopher, Jedi. Yes, Jedi.
Massive. Let's acknowledge Jed.
Jed, we absolutely love you. I've got a meeting with Jed on Friday.
Yes.
That's going to be cool. At 1 o'clock, what time are we on the PT session?
We're on the PT session, 9:30, 10 o'clock for an hour. Yeah, you got
I thought that.
Perfect alignment.
Perfect
alignment.
alignment.
And I've got a walk with Jed coming up soon.
When? Can I come on it?
Next week, I think.
Can I come? Can I come?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, that'd be amazing, man.
What do you reckon, Jed?
Ask Jed.
Wait, let's see if he's going to put anything in the comments.
Yeah, I don't want...
I just want to massively acknowledge Jed. He does the Monday night show. He's doing some great stuff on there. Loads of wisdom, loads of philosophy. This man is the man that got me when I had my first breakdown. Wow. I was 21, I'm 34 now. He was the person when I got back in the gym and I was picking myself up that took me out on the hills, took me out on the mountains and gave me some wisdom.
Come on, Jed.
This guy is an absolute legend.
Jeez. Yeah. Come on, Jed.
Great guy.
We love you, man. Right, let's get some shares out, gang. Let's absolutely smash these shares. Let's get a couple of 100 shares tonight. A couple of 100 shares.
Oof.
I said 100.
I've already shared it to 4 groups. Oh. That's a first.
Hey, flip it.
And normally just 1 or 2.
Go on, Will. Well done.
Go on.
We've got Claire Deck.
Yeah.
We've got Catherine Carroll. She shared. Lee Robinson. Yes, Lee Robinson.
Yes,
turnip. Lee Robinson's been a turnip. We need to catch up tomorrow, Lee. We've got to catch up tomorrow. We don't mind a swear word, our kid. I know, but you can't swear. We're actually going out on radio to up to 500,000 people. It's not just online. We do go out to, yes, Benny's coming to the, yes, Sam Hawkins. We're going to go on a walk, right?
Yeah.
Right, so let's get the shares out and let's have a little heart attack as well. Can everybody please like, love and share? So let's have a little heart attack coming through. Everybody just press that little cheeky heart button. Now I'm going to start us off.
Come on.
Will,
I started you off.
Will, can you start pressing the heart button as well?
I already did. I don't see anybody else. No more hearts.
Right, we need loads more hearts, mate. So everybody just have a little heart attack, smash that little love heart button.
There we go.
Chris Rowland's coming through. We can see
go
all
on,
the
Chris.
hearts coming through.
Who get the most hearts out?
Oh, feeling emotional.
Who's got the most? Have you got the? Yeah.
I'm feeling emotional.
Well, let's see your hearts coming up on your screen.
Yeah, there's so much. Look, I can see them all coming up.
Why are they not coming up on mine? Oh no, there they are.
Oh, there they are.
Are we on a different? Are we on a different stream?
Yeah,
we must be.
Absolutely. We've also got.
I think I've gone through the Pi Radio. You've gone through DryWave.
That's probably why, mate.
So I don't know what's going on, but anyway, listen.
Simone Callahan
has
just joined us. We need to speak about Simone. Simone was on last week. What an amazing show last week. It was something a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? People loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, because it was different, because it's not always that kind of doom and gloom which DryWave bring. No, we don't always bring doom and gloom.
We go down to the bare bones. We bring the doom and gloom. We talk deep, but at the same time, we also.
I think we need more.
We bring the energy. We bring the. Yeah, we need more Simones.
We need more Simones.
Any more Simones out there? I don't know.
I think we should just get some random people on. Like no,
Yeah, just grab someone on the way.
like
Tesco's.
So I'm interested in like philosophy, UFOs, like conspiracies. I think we should get like
I've got a few people
like physicists and stuff like that. What about the Earth Wizard? I want to bring him back on.
Yeah, we'll get the Earth Wizard back on.
He was really cool.
I reckon we could maybe look at getting that Paul on here, who was the guy who actually got everyone together in Manchester.
No, that's too.
Oh,
that's
right, okay.
Too much.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Your band.
Yeah, okay.
You're a little bit too controversial. He's too relevant, Paul. He's too relevant. Check how many people are on. Like,
come on, guys.
No, they're all over at the Shinny Show. Yeah, listen, guys, don't forget the Shinny Show's on. So if you want to get over
Shinny Show
to
finishes
there,
at 10 though, doesn't it? Because people cross over about 10.
Oh, look, we've got Donna Feeney on. We've got Sarah Kershaw. We've got Gemma Richards. Simone's great. Yeah, we love Simone. So I want to speak a little bit about Simone. She's took on a huge task. When is the 8th of March?
The 8th of March.
Monday.
Yeah.
So next Monday, there's something absolutely huge going on. It's International Women's Day.
Yeah.
Women's Day. Women's Day.
Yeah, Women's Day.
Or Women's Day.
I don't know, actually.
International
Women's Day.
Female Day.
Female Day. Come on, we'll stick with that.
Yeah. Girl Day.
Yeah. Girl power.
Girl power. It's Stockport International Women's Day 2020. Girl power, love it. Sing us a song from
I tell you what, Demi's My Girlfriend show was proper girl power, wasn't it? Do you remember all the songs? It was like Pink and stuff like that. Yeah. We were like, yeah. We were like cheerleaders for a word.
There was no, if you want to be my
lover,
get with my friends. What was the rap from that? Do you know it?
No. Oh. Now here's a story
from
about A to Z.
When I get with me, you
wanna listen carefully.
We got with the face. Wait, I know the rude version.
Oh, do you? Yeah, don't.
Do you know the rude version?
Solomon's out there.
Yeah, we can't do the rude version. Yeah. You got M in the face of accident, and you got G and C in accident.
Easy peasy, don't come for free.
She's a real lady. As for me,
you'll see.
Slam your body down and wind it all around. Yo, slam your body
down and wind it all around. Yeah.
So International Women's Day 2021, right?
Come on.
So I've had a great email today. 8 online events by 8 women. That's throughout the whole day on the 8th. It's a huge, huge task that Simone has taken on. The events are free to sign up to through Eventbrite. Listen, we have the link to the events. If you're a woman wanting to meet other strong women, not necessarily around recovery, but there's different themes for each event. I'm going to take you through the themes in a minute. But if you want to meet inspiring people who are doing bits in their community, then this is the place for you. It's on the 8th. It's next Monday. So regardless of your current situation, regardless of your employment status, and I'm just reading off the link here, but let me just read you out. So 8 o'clock in the morning, if you're up for that time, guys.
Come on.
Yeah, you better get yourself a nice, strong
Listen,
coffee.
the sun's up now, isn't it?
Yeah, the sun's up.
See you.
And it's been lovely though, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I've been getting up a lot earlier. I think I'm in proper sync with the nature now. So if I go bed late, it doesn't matter because I'm up when that sun rises now. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Wow.
No, but I think that's right because I've been having lions.
Yeah, but not anymore.
Oh, no,
the flipping sun's out, peeking through, going, get up.
I've been getting up and starting working, but yeah, on the 8th, International Women's Day, starting at 8 o'clock is the intro. 9:30 is Sign Fit, which is about sign language.
Oh, nice.
12 o'clock is Turn Your Passion. This is what we've done. Turn your passion into a job.
Yep. That's what do you know what? How happy would people be if they could do that?
Yeah, we've just monetized everything that makes us happy, right?
Yeah, but it's not easy.
No, it's not.
But it's worth doing.
Definitely
being
worth
creative.
Doing.
Yeah.
Definitely worth
Definitely
doing.
worth
How
doing, guys.
How do you turn
Chase
your passion into a job. Listen, if you want to know how, send me a message now and let us know. Donna Feeney, I'm going to get you the link. So let us know if you want a link for International Women's Day. Make sure you're liking this and make sure you're sharing it out to everyone. How to grow at 1 o'clock. How to grow. How to grow what?
Cool. Who's this with? You've got names.
I'm guessing it's growing.
How to grow in general.
Personally, internally, externally.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like how to grow a tomato plant.
Well, it could be. I mean,
Could be.
There's a lot of growth in that.
What do you reckon, Simone?
I'd be getting wound up. It'd probably trigger me, that.
Get some UV lights. I know how to grow.
Yeah? Oh, well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's another life.
That was another life, right? So, social action and community connection. We're big on that, right?
Yeah.
Social action and community connection.
Yeah.
That's at 3 o'clock. Digital skills at 6. This is going on till... Simone, you're going to be absolutely knackered.
She did say that last week. Is it over 12 hours?
Yeah, it's like...
She said 14 hours or something.
It's 8 till... Yo.
All the kids go out, remember she said. She's got the Wi-Fi. She's got the room boxed off.
You must be getting paid a fortune for this,
Come on, Simone. Come on.
That's definitely what?
Yeah.
12 hours worth of facilitation?
Yeah.
I'd be charging.
She's basically like a space holder for...
I charge at least $1,000 for that.
That's got to be a big day, that. Yeah. Yeah.
Bet your bank account's bulging. I'm only messing, Simone.
Great work. Well done.
No, but listen, digital skills hour. That's a great one for you know, anybody to get hold of them digital skills.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah.
Bullet journaling for well-being. That's great. We love that. That's at 7 o'clock. That's a nice time to get on.
Yeah.
And then at 8 o'clock is the evening wind down. You're gonna need a wind down after all this, Simone. That's absolutely insane. You've done well. You've done well to set it off. I can see that your son's put a lot of time into the artwork as well. The artwork looks
And how great was his poem last week as well?
It's amazing.
Who was on last week? If you were on, throw a few hearts out for the poem.
Yeah, the poem was
it Ethan? I think his name was.
It's absolutely amazing. So tell Solomon he needs to do the Disbury Festival. Why don't we do the Disbury Festival?
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm on it. Look at that, I'm even going to hit the like on that.
Why don't we do the Disbury Festival? Sarah Kershaw, have you got links to that Disbury Festival? Eh?
Yeah, let's get a link to the Disbury Festival.
Let's get a link
when
to
is
that
it?
Festival.
When is it? We'll get up.
Yeah, we'll do something, won't we?
Well, I've still got to write my song or something.
Well, actually, we've got some huge news coming out, right?
Yeah, we have. Which one are we starting with?
So we are currently bubbling.
Bubbling.
We're bubbling.
You know that Dr. Dre tune? It's got
one?
a tune called Bubbling.
I know the garage one.
Right, okay.
We're bubbling.
Well, on the way home, we'll do a bubbling.
Like this.
You do your bubble track, I'll do my bubble track.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're bubbling.
Bubbling.
We're bubbling like that. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
DJ MC Sharky P, unknown to make you rock. We sing it comes to swing. We dance till we drop.
We're singing a lot tonight.
Yeah, man.
We're on it. We're doing pretty well at the moment, aren't we?
Do you know what? That singing's just lost about 10
Oh, yeah,
people.
as no, they've dropped off now.
See ya.
Come on, guys.
Oh, well.
So, let's
it was
get...
so emotional, that poem.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple of... I keep getting this. Jessica T.Y. Mansell, I'm going to have to delete you off my page because they keep putting these stupid group chats together. You know, on Facebook...
Right,
okay.
okay.
It's just,
and it's ringing through from that.
They ring through at stupid times, like 9:30 at night. Who wants to talk in the group chat at 9:30 at night?
Yeah.
Not me.
Well,
so they just ring you now, but I actually have to go online because I want to look at who's been commenting and stuff.
Right, okay.
I can't do with these guys ringing me, you see. So
let's drop some little announcements. So we've got something bubbling up at the moment. We're looking for somewhere, aren't we?
Yeah, we're currently just looking and in talks with a few clubs around Manchester.
Yes.
A few really prestigious clubs. We're stepping it up a gear, seeing as though we've had a year off the clubbing, the drinking drug-free clubbing experience. We've had a year off, right?
People are going to be starving by the time we get back out.
People are gagging for it.
Yeah, they are.
The tickets are already selling out, mate, and they're not even up yet.
Yeah, it's I can't wait for it. Well,
mate, seriously, no, I can't either. I'm like a coiled spring. We're like coiled springs, right? Bing! Bing!
We've not gone yet. That's when it goes. Bing! Like pulling it back at the moment, waiting.
I'm telling you. Because this is what we were originally, right?
Yeah.
You know,
this is how we met.
Yeah, don't forget everybody, you know, just because, you know, we've been on lockdown, don't forget, like, how me and Will actually came together. How did we come together, Will? What?
Came together through the events. So Ben hit me up about his first event that was at, well, he tried for his first event in the swimming baths, didn't you?
Well, that was
Stockport Takeover.
Yeah, so the reason, like, this is called,
Brilliant.
The reason DryWave is called DryWave was because it was summertime. I wanted to put on this kind of event that connected people. I know music connects people because I've promoted events for years now, right? So I was like, right, cool. Spoke to Life Leisure. Managed to get the swimming pool at Life Leisure, right? Had a few ins. Yeah. Had a couple of guys, so all tight. Sean's a great guy. He was the Olympic swim team captain.
Right.
The winning Olympic team.
Yeah.
So Sean got me involved with Life Leisure. We got the swimming pool. We put this event together. It was only like 150 capacity, right?
Were people going to be allowed to get in the pool and all
Yeah,
that?
it was gonna be a pool party.
Wow.
So
I didn't even know it was at that level.
Yeah, so we had to think to we had like Stu Allen booked. We
I
had
remember seeing the line.
Yeah, it was a heavy event.
Yeah.
But we were keeping it to minimum capacity. It was the first event. We had to stick to strict safeguarding protocols and stuff, with it being a poolside event. And so it was like, right, okay, what are we going to call this project? What we're going to call this initiative? What we're going to call this movement of people? We didn't know it was going to become a movement. It has become a movement. But what we're going to call this, right? So it was like, okay, nobody's going to be drinking or doing drugs there, because that's not what we're about. We're promoting like healthy, drug-free, drug-free lifestyle. So that's dry.
Yeah. With
the water, it's wave. Let's call it DryWave. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a great name. Anyway, as it happens, when we put it online, I mean, the designer made it look like it was going to be a 15,000 capacity. We've got an amazing designer called Rick Webber.
Yes,
big
Rick.
shout out to Rick
Come
Webber,
on,
mate. I've been trying to get in touch. We've not been able to get in touch.
Yeah.
But big shout out to Rick. We've got an amazing designer. So he made it look like a super clubbing event, right? Like, honestly, I've seen worse posters at, like, you know, a 7,000 capacity rate. This looked huge.
Yeah.
So as soon as we put it online, well, the CEO of Life Leisure took one look at it and went, no, it's going to be absolutely rammed. We can't do this, you know, health and safety protocols.
Yeah.
Anyway, we managed to calm him down a little. We held a meeting, and I walked into this meeting. I was a little bit nervous at the time because I'd just come back from...
you just got clean.
I just got clean, right? I was only about, 6 months clean. And this was my first event in, 2 or 3 years, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously I was out of the game for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And so I walk into this board meeting with, 3 big wigs from Life Leisure. And they're like, right, Ben, what's going on? I was like, well. Anyway, so we didn't have it at the pool, but they did give us some free space to have it in Woodley. Anyway, we very quickly moved from Woodley down to Manchester. We at the iconic Twisted Wheel nightclub, you know, with huge lineup. Think Faithless.
Wait a minute. So you did the one in Woodley, the first one. That's
one,
where we touched base on that.
Yeah, the first one was in Woodley.
And then the next one, you went straight to the club.
No, the next one was in. So the idea was always to take it from Stockport to Manchester.
Yeah.
At the time, the people, my recovery sector were in Stockport, so I felt I had to, first capture.
Oh, hello.
First capture them in Stockport. Which
Look
we
at
did.
him now. He's all smiling, going home. That's the main man. That's the main man, people.
Hey, come on, man. So the first event was in Stockport.
Yeah.
Then the second event we had in Levenshulme, which is a little bit closer to Manchester. So we just took the people from Stockport down to Levenshulme, which was a great
Yeah.
little club called Inspire.
Levenshulme is up and coming, you know. Apparently, it's a space.
It's sweet Levy, mate.
It's really got on the map a bit now.
We love Levenshulme. What's this?
What's going on there?
Gemma Richards saying, "Oh, that's great, Ben. Can't pigging swim."
Oh, well.
Well, you won't need to anymore because
Yeah,
it's just a normal event now.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a normal event.
No,
It's way beyond that.
Yeah, we have to. When we're in Ibiza, we might have to swim again.
Yeah. We're going to take this to Ibiza,
Yeah,
right? Why not?
Why not? Does anybody know any dry events in Ibiza? Imagine that.
Well,
it probably needs it.
Actually, yeah. Me and Wolf Prophecy have been speaking about taking it to an island in Portugal.
Yeah.
So that's going to be one coming up.
Yeah.
Wolf's got his hands on an island. I mean, as
Obviously.
you did. Obviously.
Has he not got one?
No, well, he has,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, he does...
And a vanilla.
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 He does...
We love Wilf.
yeah, he's got a couple of events that he does on islands, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I can't... Hideout
Hideout.
Festival.
He does that Mad Light one. There's one in Vegas, and I think he's bringing that to Portugal. Lightopia. Not Lightopia, that's the blooming...
Lightopia, that sounds pretty cool.
No, it's not that. You'd have to... He's not on here, but yeah.
So what was the...
Come on.
What?
Then we linked up.
Yeah.
We linked up about collaborating on the event. Tribe Gaia, DryWave, come together at the club in town. Had you got the club by then?
Yeah.
When we spoke?
Just, I think.
Yeah, and then you said, I've envisioned it, Will. The second room there, it's all yours. Let's go and check it. And then we went and checked it out.
Bro, what a night.
And then when, obviously,
It
the night
went off.
I mean, do you know what was hilarious? The first video that we did, the live, and the dog's there. Derva was there, and we went.
Oh, our first
ladies
live
and
that we'd ever
gentlemen,
done.
yeah,
I can't wait
together.
till that pops up on.
Well, it popped up again,
Time
didn't it?
hop.
I think I still saved it. There's many videos I've deleted out my phone, but I had to keep that.
Tag me in it.
8 minutes it was. It was hilarious.
Wow.
Really funny. But what a night that was. And then we, people were coming up to us at the night. And, I had one of them moments from like the movies when someone lands on something and people come up to me and say, God, you're really on something here. This is great. I had about 4 people, if not more, that I didn't know, apart from my mates who were already telling me how great it was and how much you enjoy. 4 people said, what is this? I want more of this. When are they on? And we were like, look, we're just going to roll with this maybe once a month now. And they were like, and then boom.
Well, so then we put another event on after that with Mark XDC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that got we was a week. We knew that lockdown was coming in, and it was about a week to go, and it brought in full lockdown. Oh, it was horrendous.
Yeah.
Then I relapsed, didn't I?
Yeah.
After that.
Yeah, we both went through our cycle, didn't we?
We both went through
that first lockdown. Tell us, guys, how did you find the first lockdown? Because all my incompleted stuff or my bad habits came back up. For me, I went back to smoking weed for a bit. I was hiding that, and obviously, Ben, you went back to getting on it as well. It was crazy, wasn't it? But then the sun was out at the same time. It was weird, so I was like kind of feeling blessed, but then going back into old habits.
Bro, I think the universe is speaking to us.
Right, okay, go on.
Right, I've just rolled past the last show we did with DJ Marky Mark.
Yeah.
And it's had 444 shares.
Yeah.
Right, that's at 444. Right.
444 is a powerful number.
That's a powerful number.
Yeah.
And then I've just rolled past. Where's the one with 111 share? Oh, hang on. Wait, I'm going to find it. 1 second.
Come on.
Stay with me.
Come on. Stay online, guys. Come on. Stick with us. Big shout, Sarah Kershaw. Gemma Richards. Come on, guys. Share. Yes, Gemma, you are on it.
Yeah,
Love it.
There was another thing with 111. Oh, it might have been 111 likes.
111 likes. Oof.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. That's great.
Oh, yeah, there it is. The DryWave. The little track.
Oh, yeah. That was brilliant. When was that?
I'm never
in October.
gonna give up.
Was it in
on
October,
you.
that? Well, September time. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna give up upon. Yeah.
That's had 111 likes.
Yeah, that was brilliant. That we
So
did
the
the filming
universe
for that.
the universe is speaking to us.
Well, 111's meant to be the gateway number. New beginnings, new opportunities, possibilities, things opening up.
Wait, hang on. We've only got 17 shares on this show.
Come on, guys.
Right, so Jessica Porter, 4's a lucky number. Listen, let's get some shares out there, gang. Let's get this show popping off. We've only got 14 shares. Gemma Richards, I think it helped me massively. If lockdown didn't happen, I wouldn't have got sober. Well done, Gemma Richards.
Well done.
I remember Didsbury Music Festival. I just met Solomon. I remember the DJ phoning his mum. All right, okay.
Oh, nice.
We'll let Solomon know about that. So let's get some chats going down. So Chris Rowland says, first lockdown was nice and bad. Enjoyed not having to mix with people, but hated it at the same time. Yeah,
I think everyone was in that mixed bag. But a lot of people who took it on properly, like what Gemma said, I've not gone back to any of my bad habits again. I've got past a load of stuff that was in my way. I had some anger stuff that came up over that. I feel I got through that.
Yep.
What else was it? I was actually, do you know a big thing? And I think you can ID with this.
Go on.
I was always feeling like I needed to work and do things and move and make things happen.
Yep.
And then I couldn't do anything for a part of it. I just had to sit back and chill and not do anything and be okay with that.
Yeah, I'm back on the work.
Yeah.
Making things happen.
Well, I'm back on. Well, we're back on that again, but
no, do you know
for
what?
a time we dropped it, didn't we?
Yeah, it's not as heavy though.
No, it's not.
It's not as heavy. I just want to give a big shout out to Jimmy Maskell. So I've known Jimmy since I was a very, very little boy, probably about 3 years old. Right?
Yes, Jimmy.
So big shout out to Jimmy. Kelly Driver says, Sarah Jane Burns, it's not easy, is it? Every day is a challenge, but I push through. Yeah, it can be challenging. There can be daily challenges.
I mean, look what happened.
Not that a challenge is bad.
No.
Not saying, when people say, oh, yeah, I really struggle. I don't super struggle. I accept the struggle, right? The struggle is real, but it's not bad. I don't have many bad days, really.
Well, I think the key is not labelling anything as good as bad, is it? That's a big thing.
That's
we're gonna get into this again.
That's Eastern philosophy. That's almost Taoism. That's Taoism. Not Buddhism, Taoism.
We're taking it right back to the Taoist teachings.
Thank you for the shares. I can see that number
guys,
going up.
Come on.
Yes, William Kerrigan is coming in from Greenock, Scotland.
Oof.
Yes, mate.
Come on, Scotland.
Sarah Jane Burns says, second lockdown, I gave up everything, even toxic people.
Yes.
Turned my life around. Absolutely amazing. Whitney George, I joined the tribe and the connection there is what helped me. I'm learning to love myself and I understand who I am.
Yes.
I am that I am, said the burning bush to Moses. I am that I am. I don't hate anymore. It's so much easier to love. And then we've got Stephen Forrest. He's just tuned in and watching us. Chris Rowland shared another 20 times. Thank you for your shares, Chris Rowland. Kelly Driver says, Jessica Porter, I can see, hon. And Jimmy Muskell says, yes, boys, enough respect.
Yes.
Catherine Carroll says, some people will be watching Empire Radio and I won't see the comments. And Simone Callahan says, no, think it depends on their privacy setting. I can't see lots either, don't worry. How come I can't see? Okay, yes, Jessica Porter. How come I can't see all my comments? Don't tell me I'm blocked again, people. Okay, yes, so if you are commenting on the Pi Radio page, then you won't see us. And yes, Joshua Bith. Come on, man. Listen, thank you for all the shares. Keep them shares going. Lucas Jones is coming in from Blackpool. Sarah Kershaw says, let's speak tomorrow. So, guys, make sure that we connect with each other on this page as well. Add each other. We are all on that same train. Nice one for everybody coming in and connecting and sharing and liking and loving the dry wave movement. So, guys, ask us anything.
Yeah, and I want to ask Lucas one thing. What is the sunset like off the coast of Blackpool?
Oh yeah, what's the sunset like?
No, it should be nice about it should be nice off that
moon. It's not a full moon again, is it, Will?
No, it's not another full moon.
Everything happens on a full moon, doesn't it?
Well, I tell you what, we had a lot going down, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think I've just found my way out the underworld, haven't I?
Oh, so Kelly Driver says, I've been clean for 10 years from the drugs, just working on my mental health and the prescription drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear that.
Yeah.
I mean, the 12 steps was key for me.
Mm. Yeah.
You know, I mean, Will's done something similar, right? Cleaning out of self, you know, getting comfortable with some universal laws, right? Some universal laws. And what I mean by that is like, wow, a big one for me. Do you want to know a universal law?
Go on.
The universe doesn't revolve around me.
Mm.
When I learned that, I mean, that changed my perspective on things, right?
Yeah.
The world doesn't owe me a favour. When I learnt that universal law, that taught me a few things.
Yeah.
The world doesn't revolve around my expectation. When I learnt that, I learnt a few things. I don't have to please everyone. There's universal law. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Step on the toes of our fellows and they retaliate seamlessly without provocation. There was a law. Because I used to go, whoa.
The whole thing, one of the main laws is cause and effect, innit? And what you caused was an absolute storm, wasn't it?
Oh, I caused
when you were in
absolute
and
shitstorm.
Yeah, and then the effect was obviously when you began to then reflect. Oh God, I'm getting the words right.
Yo, are you right?
It was cold.
You got some bars for
Yo,
me, fam?
I think so, fam.
More bars than
So when you started to reflect on the effect, then you started to see that you've been selfish.
Oh, I was completely selfish.
Completely selfish?
Yeah, but I didn't even understand what selfish was. I thought that selfish was me not sharing.
Mm.
And I used to think, yeah, but I share my drugs with everyone. I'm not selfish. You know, but mate, I was so stuck, consumed with self, with me, with self-pity, you know, resentment, fear, consumed in it. And my life was a reflection of that. My whole universe was a reflection of how I felt inside. I needed to clean out.
Yeah.
I needed to clean out. But guess what? I didn't have the power to do it. I was powerless.
When was the time before you obviously relapsed in the last lockdown, and then before that, and then you had a massive clean stretch? It's mad because I actually had a massive clean stretch between my depressions as well, probably about the same time. Then I don't know if you call it a relapse with depression. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
What was it on that time before the long stretch for the relapse? What is it that got you clean and had you stay on that path for so long?
Say that again.
So when you relapsed, however long ago it was, 6 years ago or whatever, and then you got yourself back, and we watched the video of when you were in your prime. So over that period, what is it that kept you well? Like, what did you do? Did you do the 12 steps when you came out of the relapse?
For the 6 years?
Yeah, like people.
When it was 6 years
at the start of the 6 years, how long had you been doing drugs for? And then how did you get clean? And then what did you then do?
Right, okay,
I want a full lockdown.
Yeah, okay, let's break this down. So from the age of 13 up until the age of 27, I've been doing drugs.
Right, okay. Yeah.
You know, I went through the whole spectrum.
Right. On and off? No 12 steps in that?
No.
Right.
Not on and off.
Straight in.
I always did some sort of drugs.
Yeah.
You know, if I had a break, it'd just be drinking alcohol daily.
Right, okay.
You know, that was my being clean, was like
having a drink
or smoking some weed, right?
Right, okay.
That was my being clean. So yeah, I'd just done drugs from the age of 13 up until the age of 27. Then I found I was homeless.
Right.
Yeah, because
that's what it led to.
That's what it leads to, right?
Yeah. Well, if you're right in the mix
I was
of
homeless. I was surfing sofas on the streets.
Wow.
And I found a halfway house, like a supported housing unit that would take me in, called Stonham House. They're still going now, Stonham.
Right.
And so I went for the interview, and I was using it at the time, and I'm a bit of a charmer, right? So I've gone in, start, talking the talk, and they seemed to really like me, and I thought, oh yeah, I thought this could be my chance. I made them all the promises.
Yeah.
I'm going to get clean, I'm going to do this, and da-da-da-da. Then they said, okay, can you leave the office for a couple of minutes? I said, yeah, cool. So I went out the office. I thought this is my chance, to actually sort things out, to get a stable, platform, stable foundation. I really want to try hard this time. And then they came out the office, said, okay, come back in. So I came back in, and they said, right, Ben, they said, we can't offer you anywhere to stay. They said, we can't offer you anywhere. They said, you're too high risk.
Right.
I couldn't even see it. I thought I was just this nice, but
yeah,
bro, I was injecting crack and heroin and robbing everybody blind. I'd rob your wallet and help you look for it.
Yeah.
That was how terrible my boundaries. And listen, I was bad news. I was bad news. Violent behaviours all over the place.
Yep.
Crazy. I was a thief. I wasn't somebody you'd want to be about. And he said, you're too high risk. And I just broke down crying. Yeah. I just broke down crying. And they just, there were two lovely women. And they said, look, you might be in for a chance here. They said, there's a lad that lives in one of the houses.
Yep.
And he kind of talks like you and he acts like you, but he's actually sober. I was like, you what? He's like, look. So they made an action plan. You're going to come to this house. You're going to live in the attic. Right? And you're going to do your rattle.
Right.
And we're going to introduce you to this lad, Darren.
How big is this house?
Well, it's 5 or 6 bedrooms.
Right, okay.
So we're going to introduce you to this lad, Darren.
Yeah.
Darren Lang.
Darren. Oh, right, yeah. Ooh.
Cool in the gang, Darren Lang. We're going to introduce you to Lang. So I was like, right, okay. So anyway, he dragged me round to these meetings, and I'd get 30 days clean. I did my rattle. It was horrendous.
Was it?
I was ill. I was so ill. And I didn't have glasses at the time, and I've got a lazy eye, right? So, and, I like my appearance. I like kind of looking good, but I looked like something gone wrong. My eye was just drifting into my nose, so I couldn't see properly. Everything I looked at was double vision because I couldn't sleep. So my eye was even worse, and it was like, it was just horrendous. I mean, my eye's not like that today, thank God.
Yeah.
I gotta sleep, maybe too much these days, but.
So you did a rattle in the attic, basically, in this house?
Yeah, I did a rattle in the attic of this house.
Did they have carers on these places, or security, or what?
It was literally bareback.
Right.
Bareback rattle. And I relapsed every 30 days.
God.
Anyway, cut a long story short, right?
This is interesting, bro. Don't cut too much down.
All right, okay.
Well, I'm here. There's always more to be heard.
Yeah, I got clean every 30 days, and so I was nuts.
Right.
I was completely nuts. So
27 now, going in and out.
27. I was like a dog on heat.
Right, God.
So, I mean, I used to go to these meetings, and I'd just be getting with all these women and stuff like that, and I got a really bad name for myself. It was crazy, and because I was just young and young, dumb, and full of cum, they say, you know what I mean? And that was me. I was like, flipping heck, and, I was just absolutely crazy. And, my behaviours were totally off centre. I mean, usually, so when you go to these meetings, they ask you to get a sponsor or a mentor, right? So a mentor is somebody that's been there before, that's now clean, probably working the steps, somebody that's working a 12-step program, which is like this program of recovery. So, yeah, I mean, I went through like 11 different sponsors. It's like unheard of. I've actually had 15 different sponsors now.
Tell you what, bro, I've had a lot of therapists and coaches and mentors over my time. Yeah. Don't think of it 15, but I've had a lot. Thing is, I used to love it, though, in the end. I used to want to stay for longer. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was at the Priory spending a load of money, and then, I just kept going back because I was loving the
attention.
I wanted to learn more. You know, all I needed to do was go and read, go on the internet. But I wanted more sessions because my head was completely sorted. But I just wanted to go and meet up. I was having such a good time and having a chat. But
What would it be like, £200 a time?
it was a lot of money at the Priory, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, luckily, I was very lucky in this instance, by the way, guys. My dad had private healthcare.
Yeah,
So that covered a lot.
Yeah.
Fair play to,
Thanks,
Booper
Dad.
comes in well. Yeah, thanks, Dad.
Thanks,
My
Booper.
mum and Dad were great when I was...
Big shout out to Beeper. I
Yes.
started at 13. Jeez, that's my son's age. That's scary. Yeah, Gemma, 13 years old. My ex was addicted to speed. He ripped my heart out. Oh God.
Yeah.
Sarah, that's really deep.
Speeds, we're not really talked about. Let's just touch on speed a minute. Do you take much speed?
Oh yeah, loads of
All
it.
right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I
Loads
remember
of it.
taking that much speed one weekend that the whole next week I had a pulse in my hand.
Oh my God.
I was just, oh mate. I'd gone bouncy house. I'd gone Maxime's, Wigan Pier, and then I'd gone to a party on the Sunday. So from Friday till Monday, and then I was working at Tesco's at the time, and my pulse just wouldn't stop. I thought, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital. This is not good. And then do you know how all I could think about was my pulse for a whole week because I was paranoid.
I know it.
It was horrible. Speed is so
Well, we used to do like 9
balls
days straight.
Yeah,
Like not sleep for 9 days.
that's how you get psychosis.
I mean, that is full on. If you want a trip, right, then don't go to sleep.
yeah, that's all it is.
I was in full blown psychosis. We're seeing faces in the glass and windows, right? I mean, yeah, I think we'd hear like police sirens. Oh, it was just
All sorts.
full on like tripping. Absolutely tripping. Sarah Jane Burns saying was hooked on speed. Whitney George says my sister started on speed. It went downhill from there.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Chris Rowland says a doctor told me that I had suffered a mental breakdown whilst in prison. And I didn't know about it.
Wow.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah,
Speed's horrendous, Gemma's saying.
Remember the Black Bombers? No, I don't remember that, mate. Sorry, Steve. Was that some trips or something? Oh, microdots. Yeah, I know about all them. Kelly Driver says, Whitney George, you will carry on doing good things. That's great. Been given. Yeah, the tribe's fantastic, man. Big up the tribe. Sarah Jane Burns says I was homeless 6 months with 2 kids. Sofa surfing. What? God, with 2 kids as well, man. I couldn't be. Oh, Judge Rinder, Chris Rowland saying.
Judge Rinder. Wait, we've got one here. Gemma Richards was doing warehouse work on speed here.
Oh, it's a
It's a
doddle.
doddle, yeah.
Saying it's a doddle on that, says Gemma.
Well, I remember going Milton Keynes. We met these girls on holiday. I'll tell you this little story.
Go on.
So we met these girls on holiday, and then basically me and my mate went down to see them in Milton Keynes, and I hadn't really been massively into speed. And then basically they were like, look, we're going to do a load of speed, and I said, yeah, go on then. So anyway, it went from the Thursday through to the Sunday. By Sunday, my mate was walking around with this frown, saying to everyone, why are you looking at me? Why are you looking at me? So I'd take him out for a walk, get his head tucked, because we had to get going home, and the coach was picking us up. So anyway, I said to the girls, look, I said, it's all going a bit Pete-ong here. This is 4 days in, and I'm just about holding it together. He's completely gone. Yeah, he's gone. And we have to get back, and then I've got to get home. I've got work the next day. But it's mad how you do it. So anyway, she drives this girl to drop us off. I don't know how she got there. And then we sat there. She sat us right next to where the coaches are. And we sat there and we waited for our coach. Anyway, it felt like, I don't know, it felt like 10 minutes, but 4 hours had gone. And then I went up to the guy and I said, look, listen, where's this coach? And he said, flipping it, your coach came about 3 hours ago. And I was like,
no.
And we were sat right next to it. He said, God, he went for you. I said, flipping it, mate, we need to get home. We've got nowhere to stay and that. I said, listen, I'm not feeling 100%.
You've been sat there.
Right at the coach depot.
And the coach
waiting
had gone.
With our ticket because we knew we were at.
And you thought you'd been there.
They kept coming.
But you thought you'd been there 10 minutes.
We thought been there 10 minutes. It's been 4 hours and we've missed our coach. It came 3 hours ago. Wow. And I was waiting. I was just like, look, we'll wait. And
Bro, it's weird.
It's so crazy.
It's so
time
crazy.
just.
Yeah, time just goes. Talking about time, right?
Mad.
My mates sent me a thing from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. So that was like a relapse on ketamine, and literally, time cut in half. like we're listening to drum and bass, which is like 170 beats a minute, and it had cut in half. Like, so it was just absolute. I mean, you know, well, time's not a constant, is it? Do you know what I mean by that?
It's, well, time, yeah, kind of. To me,
So-
time just doesn't exist.
But time.
Well, it does in this reality because we have to make it. But
Yeah.
once you start adding in some other
So-
realms.
Time's not a constant, so everybody's got the same watch. Everybody's got a watch on that tells the time, right?
Yeah.
All time is synced.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you, I don't know, if you go and fly a rocket,
Mhm.
then your time, because you're traveling fast or faster than us, your time will move slower. So time isn't a constant thing. It's not like you know, what is a constant measurement? You know, centimeters, meters are a constant measurement. You know, a meter will always be a meter. You can't stretch a meter, you can't shrink a meter. But time, you can stretch and you can shrink. So literally, when we took ketamine, it was like, time like cut in half. It's insane. So yeah, I understand that, and you know, this is like the
thing is, you're just completely out of this world.
yeah.
That anything is possible in that other realm or that alternate state of consciousness.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's been some crazy stories, man. Crazy stories. The thing is, would you replace that if you could go back now? Is the stuff that you would change or?
Well, I mean, look,
You know, that's a
yeah, I thought about this a few times, and it's like, well, flipping heck, do I wish that I'd just, you know, gone to school, finished school, got myself a nice job, nice career, you know, family.
That was never going to happen.
That was never going to happen, was it?
I mean, I even went down that route, didn't I?
You went down that route.
And then look at me now.
Well, you're divorced, aren't you?
Well, not even divorced
You're
yet.
not
but
divorced yet? It's
well,
still
no,
going
it takes
through?
ages.
Why?
But I did go down. It just takes ages.
That's weird.
I went down the partying route, went mad, and then met the girl that I then married,
Oh,
and then I went into that life that you've just put out there.
Yeah.
And it was, you know, it was great for the time, but then as soon as that next layer came in about family and all that lot, our time was done. Really, unfortunately, she was great, but I experienced that life, and to be fair, that is the life that I'd like to create again with Demi and
2.4 kids.
2.4 kids.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
2.4 children, isn't it?
What's that mean, actually?
Well, 2.4 kids is the average amount of kids that, like, these, you know, families have. These families. Yeah, it's like the average amount of kids that people have are 2.4 kids. I mean, you can't have 0.4 of a kid. I don't think you can anyway. But,
So
yeah.
it's two to three kids in it.
2 to 3 kids.
Yeah.
But it says
I like 2 kids.
Sarah Jane Burns is saying, why did we both become clean? Because it was hell. Because it was hell on earth.
Well,
Sarah Jane.
I didn't have a choice. I just kept, every time I went back to drugs, since that first breakdown at 21, when I was doing way too much cocaine, then obviously I had a breakdown. Then I left it for ages. I just do the odd little bit. I didn't go mad for long there, and then I started doing it again. And then I just went nuts again. My head couldn't handle it. I just went manic. So I never had a choice.
No.
After a while, my brain just couldn't. It's too sensitive. So
Well,
my head would pop.
I'd like to second that. I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
I had to get clean.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'd literally, on the first time I got clean, I took it to its limits. You know, even though I relapsed every 30 days for about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, I was just testing the water. I kind of knew I took it to its limits. I was going to die. I was extremely ill, right? And then, you know, I relapsed after 6 years after getting fit again. And
Yeah.
God, that was 2 years worth of extreme abuse.
Yeah.
I mean, just
Was that like the combination of it all?
that
tied
was
into
it
2
all
years?
in 2
Was it?
years. That was the worst. I didn't think that using could get as worse as it did
Mm.
when I first started when I was 27.
Mm.
Oh, mate. Never say that it can't get any worse than this, because I'm telling you now, it was hell. Hell, hell, hell. I didn't think it could get. I mean, I was so grotesque. That was not my life, yeah. Look up the meaning of the word grotesque. That was my life. It was gross. I mean, I was a wretch.
What triggered it after them 6 years? What happened? Because that's a big, it's a big thing. Like my depression triggered again 6 years later. What happened?
Yeah, extreme abuse. We're getting relate. Oh my God, Jesus was watching Cass. Sorry, bro. It's all right, Wayne. No worries. You back in the tribe yet? If not, let's get onto that for you tomorrow.
Get this shared over to one of the groups there, guys, because I know Shinny's thing finishes now at 10.
So what happened?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so we might get a few more
Yeah,
people.
get
So let's
some
these,
links over to Shinny's thing, guys.
Yeah, let's get these shares out. Get it over to the tribe. Let's get the tribe on, man, for an hour or so, right? Until we go to bed. I'll tell you a story, right?
Yeah.
Story time.
Come on.
No worries, Wayne. We'll get on to that tomorrow. Just give me a message tomorrow and let's get on. Yes, Sarah Tart is coming in. Let's bring a few more people in. Let's get some shares going. Let's get the tribe going. Amanda Bourne's here.
There we go. They're going up now.
Well, man.
You're going to hear something big here. You're going to hear about what happened.
Yeah, let's get the shares going. We're touching on some really, really deep stuff. So we're going to go into we're gonna go into why I relapsed.
Why you relapsed after this? Is what we're going to do now. We're going to go in. We want to know why you relapsed after 6 years and what happened and the levels it went to, and then I'll tell everyone why my depression triggered back after 6 years.
Oh, did your depression trigger?
Yeah, about 6 years. I was sweet, mate. I was smashing life like you. I was like, wow, I'm never going to have an issue again. And then boom.
Story time.
So go on, you start it off.
Story time. So when I was about now. This is why, right? I truly believe that everything in your life is created by what you think and what you feel. You create the world. Yeah. You create reality by what you think and what you feel, and this is why.
Give us a thumbs up if you idea with that. Yeah.
Right. So listen, we're gonna go deep, gang. Story time. Ben SOS. So this is why. This is evidence of why you create everything that you think and feel. So at the time, I've been watching some YouTube stories. I was about five and a half years clean, maybe a little less, maybe about 5 years, 2 months, not a drink or drug in my system, right?
Yep.
And I was watching some YouTube stories on DMT, which is dimethyltryptamine, the God molecule.
Yeah.
It's a hallucinogenic substance. It's the most hallucinogenic substance on the earth. And I'm like, wow, what's this? So I'm hearing all these different stories about people that have took it, people that are saying you have this like immense out-of-body spiritual experience. It's not like a trip. You know, it's more real than it is reality. So I'm getting really interested and sucked into all this stuff. And but I mean, where the hell do you get DMT from? Like, it's not a drug that you can just ring up like your local dealer and go, "Yo, can I get some DMT?" This is like a substance that almost finds you, right?
Yeah. That's what they say about.
That's what things. They say. So anyway, so I'm watching all this kind of stuff. I think I just finished watching a video and I went out to go and do some bits around Stockport and I bump into a mate of mine, Joe, right? I'm not going to give you his second name, I'm not going to grass him up, but anyway, he's like, "Oh, hi Ben, how you doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm cool, not seen Joe for ages," right? And he seemed really like spiritual and like, cool and calm and composed. I'm like, "Joe, what's happened to you?" And he's like, "Oh, Ben, well, I started going on these DMT journeys." I'm like, "DMT?" I said, "I've just been watching a video on this DMT." he said, and this isn't promoting DMT, by the way, far from it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, we're about to hear what happened.
We're about to hear what goes down. So anyway, he's like, yeah. So I'm like, I've just been watching a video on it. So flipping it. So he says, yeah. He says, I actually extract the stuff from a bark that he has sent in from, I think it's
Peru or something.
Peru, yeah, somewhere like that. So I'm like, flipping, like, what's going on here? So yeah, he'd been extracting this dimethyltryptamine from bark and stuff, and so I'm thinking, well, this is a God moment. This is like, I really want to go on an adventure. I wanna kind of look at my spirituality. I didn't want to do it for like a relapse, or it didn't seem like that. But my head, my let's call it the addict mind, is so sneaky, right? That do you know what? I kind of forgot all of the basic rules, right? I wanted to change my reality.
Yeah.
That was the core of it, right? I wanted to go on a spiritual journey. It when you actually look into it, yeah, I wasn't happy with my world. Although my world was great, I had everything going for me. I had a great, fantastic career, businesses and money and it was just a great life. But there was something in me that wasn't happy with my reality. So I was chasing something, wasn't I? Obviously.
Yeah.
Because I'm wanting to have DMT, which is this spiritual experience that's gonna blow my mind. I'm gonna be able to meet God, So yeah, bam, I end up at his, and he puts on this like old Indian like music where they're all chanting and doing this kind of like yum all this crazy stuff, right? I'm like, wow. So anyway, I have this hit of DMT, right? You got to have 2 hits to break through.
Yeah,
well,
2 or 3.
Next thing, this God appears in front of me, and it was a God. It was neither male or female. It was almost like the blueprint of humanity, right? It was both. It was both male and female. It's like this God. I'm like, what?
Whoa.
In fact, the only thing I could say was, oh my God. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm completely gone. I'm like, what? So it wasn't speaking to me, but I felt it was asking me to go with it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I was scared to go with it. This was the first time I'd taken a drug in 5.5 years, right?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of fear around it.
Yeah.
Although the justification was, well, I'm doing it to go on a spiritual adventure. It's a God thing, yeah? In fact, I didn't see it as a relapse.
Yeah.
I didn't see it as a relapse. It was just, although I do now.
Yeah.
Do you get me? You with me?
Yeah.
So this God's in front of me. It's kind of like beckoning me. It's calling me to go with it. It wants to take me somewhere. I'm scared. It knows that I'm scared, and it's saying, come on. And obviously it's not getting frustrated, but in the end, because I wouldn't go with it, it just plunged its hands into my skull, right? I'm like, oh my, and it starts beaming love into my skull. I'm like, what in God's name? I'd never felt anything like it in my life. Next thing, bam, everything disappears. There's no time, no space, no matter. Everything had gone. I didn't exist, although I did. It was just absolutely crazy. Anyway, to cut a long story short, right, I come out of this trip, right?
Yeah.
I come out of this trip, and I'm like, okay, right, that was crazy. But I had this kind of feeling of connection and oneness, and I was completely in the moment. No thoughts of the future, no memories of the past. Just this complete control of being able to be in the moment. So a really peaceful space, which I was in for months and months after that.
Right.
I was in this real...
Just after that one DMT thing.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
I'd already been studying Buddhism and Taoism and practicing meditation for years before that. So I'd already gotten into this kind of space, but this just made it was just something else, right? So I'm in this really clear, cool, calm, composed space, right? Which, to be fair, never really left me, right? Because I used to suffer horrendously with this nightmare head.
Yeah,
spinning, washing machine brain. But I was in the best space that I'd ever been, or I thought I was, because what I believed was everything in the past was just a memory, and it doesn't exist anymore because the past doesn't exist, and everything in the future doesn't matter. So I just had no fear, right? But that's not a cool space to be in, right? Because we need that past and we need that future. We need not fear, but we need to understand that we can make discern choices of the future using the memories of the past, right?
Yeah.
And if you're not doing that, then you're going to start to make really uncool choices. So look, along came a girl, vodka and cola, white line, I'll be fine, man, I'm like Yoda. Now I'm not smiling, but I'm still a joker. Little did I know I'd be on a roller coaster. So that's from a...
So how long after the first trip was this?
Well, this was about maybe 6 months.
So you still did 6 months, but then...
Yeah. But because I was in this, like, space...
Yeah.
Right? So now, along come a girl, vodka and cola.
Yeah.
So now I think, well, it's just an experience, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to harm me. I kind of forgot all the basics. Like, look, when I put a drink or drug in my system, it sets off a phenomenon of craving that I cannot control. I become completely powerless, no matter what frame of mind, no matter how much Buddhism or Taoism or how many prayers I know or whatever sort of philosophy or DMT trip or spiritual experience I've had.
Yeah.
When I put a drink or drug into my body, it sets off a phenomenon of craving that I have no control over.
Yeah.
So that was
it.
the start
Yeah.
to my 2-year relapse.
How quickly did it then go from like that vodka and cola and all that?
Well, it took a while, right? Because obviously, listen to this. So the first drink of drug, I woke up the next morning, I was like, hey, but that was all right.
Yeah.
I didn't want drink.
Right.
I didn't want to drink and I didn't want to use drugs. That phenomenon of craving hadn't kicked in yet, right?
Okay, so it still had you blagged.
But the blag was already there.
Right.
Yeah. I'd not set it off.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but it was there, right? It was just waiting to be triggered. So a couple of weeks later, I'm performing at Bowlers, and my friend asked me if I wanted a drink, and I said, yeah, just get me a Red Bull. He said, no, have a real drink with me. I went, because people always want to capture the, they always like want to take.
Yeah. Oh, let's take him even further.
Yeah. So he said, come on, have a real drink. So
this is the serpent in the garden.
Yeah,
you didn't
this
know.
is the serpent. So it starts creeping in.
Yeah.
Now I remember. So then I started having coke.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
cocaine.
It was like cocaine.
Okay.
Once every other weekend.
Right.
And things weren't too bad for a couple of months, right? But then I remember going to do a workshop, and I'm morally kind of wrong because I'm working with young people. I'm trying to tell them the way to live your life. Yet I'm using cocaine every other weekend, and it's like, no, it's like, right, you're starting to live. You're starting to live on a negative kind of vibe now. So anyway, I remember coming home from Warrington, right? And it was on a Friday night. And I remember just wanting to pack up the workshop a little bit earlier because I couldn't wait to get home to get some coke.
Yeah.
And that feeling was there.
Yeah.
That kind of anxiety, that little hole in your soul was starting to appear. And I remember thinking very distinctly, there it is. There's that addict.
Yeah.
Right? There's that want, there's that need. And I thought, maybe I'm not being too clever here. But I never went with it.
Yeah.
And that ended up with 2 years.
So that's when you deep dived at that point.
Deep dived, mate, into crack cocaine, heroin use, injecting. This is how bad it got. Injecting into every single vein in my body till every single vein was destroyed.
So let me just go back to that moment. So that you got packed up from what was this, a workshop with the kids or whatever, or the youth, and then you went home and you wanted to pack up quick, and then you got back.
Yeah.
And then in that moment, there was this feeling that rose
I knew
up.
I was going to score.
Right.
I knew I was going to get some.
And you consciously were like,
consciously was
going,
like, maybe there it is. I knew it. I knew that I'd not experienced that feeling for how many years? Nearly 7 years by this point.
And were you not thinking, right, okay, I'm just going to battle this? Did you just think it's...
I just went with it.
Sugar.
I just went with it.
Yeah.
Just went with it. I was having a good time, man.
Yeah.
You know, it always starts off as a good time, man. You know, I was getting away with it, mate. I was still able to earn money. I was still going, you know, to events, still putting on events, still doing bookings, still doing shows. But eventually, I didn't want to do the shows anymore like I'd, you know, because I'd be getting coked out my face, so I'd be going on stage, right, and I'd be like wired out my face, and it took all the love away from me. It takes the love away from music, you know. For me, it stripped me of everything that I loved, you know, slowly, until, you know, eventually one guy came round. He said, "Oh, does anybody know how to turn coke into crack?" Which, yes, I did, because I used to do it years ago. So I said, listen, I'll whip you some stuff up, So I whipped him a load of crack up, gave it to him. But my best friend had seen me whip up this crack for him. Yeah. And I knew in the back of my head, you know, Eddie, E-Money. Big shout to E-Money.
E-Money, yes,
I knew in the back of my head that the next time this guy asked, because I knew he'd come and ask again. Yeah. And I thought,
was he selling or was he wanting it for himself?
He was selling, so I whipped him up a lot of it.
Right.
And I knew the next time that I did that, I knew Eddie would be okay with me snapping a bit off.
Right.
I just knew it.
Yeah.
And what happened the next week? He came over at the weekend. Ben, can you whip us some of that crack up again? Yeah, I can. So he's got off. He was just leaving me to do it, I wasn't a feed at the time, but there's no way you leave a fiend to whip up. So anyway, I whipped him this crack up, and I said, Eddie, I'm going to snap a bit off for myself. And he went, yeah, you might as well, because you've done all the work. Now, Eddie didn't know about crack cocaine.
Oh, so he just thought,
oh, he's all right.
Yeah.
But, so I snapped a bit off for myself. I gave the guy the crack, and then I smoked the crack.
Yeah.
And then I never went back to cocaine after that.
Yeah.
It was crack, until I just completely destroyed myself, man. It was crazy, you know. And I came back into recovery by the skin of my teeth, mate.
So you hit that ball. They call them a ball. What do they call it when you do the?
Oh, like just pipe.
A pipe. You hit the pipe.
Yeah.
And then
speed. You're thinking of speedballs.
Speed, actually. Sorry.
So no, speedballs. So speedball. I mean, this is where it got to for me. Was now I'm putting crack and heroin into the spoon, and having it together.
Right.
Oh, God. Mate, and that was a new drug.
Does people do that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's called a speedball, and it was just like I was hooked, mate. When I tell you, bro, I used to sit there for hours like a fiend with blunt needles, stabbing myself for hours, and I couldn't get a vein. And I'd just be sat there stabbing myself. No
fear of death or anything?
No.
Too busy wanting to get high?
It used to be fear to death because what I'd do was, before I'd have a big hit, I dial 999.
Right.
Yeah, seriously, I dial that because I knew it'd be a big one. I dial 999. I opened the I opened the door. Yeah, and put it on the latch, and I'd have me hit, and I think, right, if I go over, hopefully I'll be able to dial 999 before.
Oh, so you just press the button.
Yeah.
Right. You playing with death. It's like Russian roulette.
Bro, I was playing with death. I remember.
How many times did you do that with the 999?
Fucking hell, bro. I mean,
that's Russian roulette.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
But listen to this one. I remember having a hit once, and luckily my mates rang up because I was about to go. Oh, anyway, I can't speak anymore about it. It's
listen, guys, you've just had biting right in the heart of what it's like, and thanks for sharing that, brother. That's
yeah, it was deep.
It's deep, mate, and you know, sharing gives people the.
Yeah, it's making my head spin, bro.
Is it?
Yeah, it's horrible to think about that.
Yeah, get that, definitely.
Yo,
guys, check in with us.
Chris Rowland said I was injecting speedballs from my tent on top of mountains.
God, on top of mountains?
Yeah, I think Chris went kind of doing some crazy walking. We'll have to get Chris on the. We need to get
come
you
on,
the
Chris,
show,
mate. Come on,
We've got
Chris,
to get
mate.
you on the show, man.
Yeah.
Yo, how are you around people now? Can you like go into pubs? Go into pubs.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Did it scare you during the trip? Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I did Changa once.
Oh, go on.
Yeah, so I do you know what? I'll go in with some of my stuff.
Yeah, I want to know. We want to know.
Right, so with my thing after my 6-7 years of being okay, I basically I was having. Mine was a completely different story, but I basically was having trouble in my relationship at the time, and you know, I wasn't addressing it. I wasn't sharing how I was feeling. I didn't even know that I was in that place. So basically, then I just began to just start partying again. There was some truth in that. Yeah, I was still going over that 6-7 years. I was going out and partying, but all I was doing was having a drink, and I wasn't going on to having cocaine and that, which was kind of a not given in my circle at all. But I knew if I started doing coke again, I could have a breakdown like when I was 21. So, but I still wanted to party and I still wanted to enjoy life.
So you had a breakdown at 21?
I had a breakdown at 21, got my head sorted, discovered spirituality and all that lot. Then I went to the Priory, got sorted, and then...
What happened at the breakdown when you were 21?
That was from just doing loads of coke.
Was it?
I was just doing loads of coke a couple of times, probably 3-4 times a week, just loving it, partying all the time, ecstasy, just in complete love of life. I had my 21st, just like, wow. And then I just wanted to keep going mad. But in that time, I remember starting to think, even at 21, there's something more to life than this. There's something more to me than this. And I didn't really know where I wanted to go with my job at the time. So all this was stirring. And then I was just getting whacked all the time, and I was loving partying. I used to love partying, and then basically, it just went. I actually got dysmorphobia then.
What's that?
Where you start to see parts of your body out of place, a bit like what an anorexic would see.
Really?
Yeah. So I started to see, and this is linked to the coke. I started to feel that my nose was out of place, and I could not stop focusing on my nose being out of place. So every time I go into the mirror, I'd spend time going. I was completely psychotic.
It's a form of psychosis,
yeah, so I'd look at it and I'd be like, oh, my nose. But then I'd still keep doing coke. And then I was like, and I couldn't tell anyone because I thought they're going to think I'm weird.
Think you're weird, yeah.
So all this started happening. And then anyway, I just started, I remember I went on a big weekend doing the coke. And then I got a blade from my friend's thing because I thought, this pain is so deep because I shared with nobody. It was trapped in all this obsessive thinking. Not wanting to do drugs, but kept doing it. So then I started to self-harm myself a bit.
Oh, so did you, bro?
Yeah. So I was
sorry about that,
getting a bit of the release,
like a release, right?
And then I remember I'd been self-harming a little bit, and then I remember feeling a release, but then loads of shame. I didn't know it was shame back then, but I remember I'd be like walking from my girlfriend to my mum at the time, and then I was like. Thinking, fucking flipping it. I'm not right in the head.
Slapping the mic.
I started to think I'm not right in the head. And then then it all started to hit me then. I'm really not right in the head. Oh my God, I'm not right in the head. And then I started to get panicky then. I started to think, God, I'm not right. And then I was thinking, right, I need to self-harm more. And then I was like,
mate,
whoa. And I remember everything just got too much.
Flipping heck.
And I had, I think in work, I felt like, I remember because I was like a fitness instructor as well at the time, completely not doing what I was saying on the tin. And I was training someone in a class, a group, and I thought I was hundreds of miles away on another planet somewhere. And I felt so distant from my body, like I couldn't work out who was talking to these people. It was weird, like. And then I said to my dad, I said, listen.
Like a disassociation.
A complete, like, I'm out on the field with some other people, but really I'm in the class running the class. It was just,
that's deep.
My head was, that's how bad it got. It got to the point where I was completely psychotic, but I didn't realise I was. And then my dad said, look, I actually thought, right, I need to speak to someone. So I mentioned myself harming to my girlfriend at the time, and she was like, right, listen, it's all right. And that straight away I was like, that just, I thought she doesn't think I'm weird or anything. And then I started to share more. She said, listen, you're going to have to speak to your mum and dad. So I said, right, come on, we'll go to mum and dad's. I didn't live at home. So I went back to theirs and I just said, listen, I've been self-harming and that. And then they were like, they were shocked but really understanding. Then I just started breaking down in tears, said, listen, I need help. I don't want to go to the doctors. Don't want to go on medication. Because I was 21. All my mates were partying. Yeah. Everybody was like loving life.
So young.
And I was having this massive meltdown and breakdown that I just couldn't. I was like, no, my life, because so much was coming in. Like my life of self-harming, all this stuff. And but my mates are partying, like, this can't be happening, I'm too young. So then I just nosedive, went off the scene. Everybody was like, where's he gone? And then from there, I didn't want to go to the doctors. So my girlfriend's mum at the time went for Reiki round the corner with a friend. So I said, right, come on, let's do this. And then I went to see this guy, broke down in tears, lovely guy called Alan. Big respect to him. I'm going to send him a message after this show.
Yeah,
checking on him. And basically then he just did a whole thing about my life and do I use drugs and all that lot, which not all Reiki people do. You just go around and have a Reiki session, but I did a full analysis with him and then he basically said, okay, I'm going to do this Reiki and just relax in that. And oh my God, I had a massive spiritual experience because remember, I'd been so low and confused and entered this complete place of peace. And after it, all the colours I remember saying, oh my God, what is this?
What, through Reiki?
Just through Reiki. And I said to him, look, I'm going to book in with you next, because I've gone from the depths of despair to, oh my God, life's worth living. Wow. And I remember walking out, I can see it now. I walked out of the door and the colours, I was like, the wind, how it came in. Do you know, one of them just completely spiritual experiences blew my head off. And I went home and I was just dead revved up then.
It wasn't DMT, was it?
No. I don't know, but it was crazy, man.
Wow.
And then I went home to the mum and that, and I said, wow, there's something about this. And then I kept going to him, but what happened was, I kept going for my Reiki and stuff. And then what happened was, because I didn't deal with my mind or have time to process stuff, I just went completely mad on spiritual stuff. Yep. So I kept going to Reiki, meditating loads, read hundreds of books. I mean, I was just reading like a book. Went off the scene, said to everyone, I'm off, no drink or drugs for me. I'll just meet you for a brew or whatever. I was younger. Everyone was like, what do you mean you're the main party guy? I was like, nah, at the moment, because I remember I still didn't want to admit that I had a breakdown, so I just said, no, I'm just going through some, because I was young, like a lad. Anyway, it got a year later, and then I'd gone that mad on spiritual stuff and experiences that my head again had just disassociated again. And this time then, I got dysmorphobia again. So then I started obsessing about the hairs on my ears. I know it sounds bizarre. Yeah. And I was like, oh, God, what's this again? I was like, no, this thing's here again. And then I was like, no, it's fine, pushing off. But then I couldn't stop thinking about it. My brain had just gone into this. I don't know what it was. I've still not even understood it. Some kind of obsessive thing to protect myself or...
Maybe.
Yeah. And then I just, again, the anxiety came in. Then I started having panic attacks, and then I was like, whoa, I had to leave work. And then I went to the Priory then, and they said, listen, whoa, how have you managed to not come in here after this year or two?
Of all that.
Of all that.
So all this happened, it was
2 years, 21, 23.
it was like the Nemesis roller coaster, right? You were just getting battered about mentally.
Yeah, but like I didn't realise, apart from when I was in the deep, dark stuff, I knew that was mentally not right. But then I was on these mad highs and these mad spiritual experiences, so I was like, I'm completely sweet. And then my head went again, and then the guy was like, flipping heck, you've been suffering with, like, you know what they're like with the labels. But
yeah.
I mean, the only way they can give you a bit of stuff is like, you've got like some OCD going down here, there's some heavy depression, there's some mania in it. He said you've got dysmorphobia, he said, which is not a thing that everybody has. I was like,
oh,
right.
They must have it. It was like Carl Jung's field day, wasn't it, with you?
Yeah, I mean, this guy was like flipping at me.
I bet he was loving you. I bet he was like, this is a catch. Look at all the labels on this one.
So he was like,
he was loving it.
Yeah, and this is when he whipped out the medication thing, and I went, nah, not a chance. I said, listen, I ain't taking that. And he said, look, okay, up to you. But he said, you are in high risk zone here. And he said, I'll leave it up to you. Come back to me, but you need to think about it. And I went away, and because I've been on this whole spiritual thing as well, it was like the dark pharma, which, you know, there's a truth in that.
The whole pharmaceutical industry, the dark pharma thing. And,
so I was like, I can't touch that. I've been on this thing. So I remember breaking down to my mum, and she said, look, you're going to really need to consider it. And I felt so much shame, like, again, 'cause I was 23 or something. I was like, no, I don't want to go on medication. Don't put me on medication. And then I ended up going on some medication then, and then getting amazing therapy. And the woman was called Mary, and I thought, I need some woman that understands spiritual stuff, because I said, if she doesn't understand that, she's not going to be able to help me, because I'd had all that, and then straight away
Did she?
Yeah, she was on it big time. And she said to me, she said, anyone in this sector, or the Priory sector, and that, they have to have an understanding of the spiritual concepts, because a lot of people were going in there with issues around that as well.
Really?
Religion.
Right, okay.
Yeah, spiritual, whatever we call it. Ideation,
well, they have to now.
You know
I mean, you know, all the greats had, all the great psychologists were well known for the spiritual experiments, thought experiments. Carl Jung was huge. The Red Book, Carl Jung's Red Book. You wanna learn about spirituality? Go and read that book. You'll have the hair standing on the back of your neck. Talk about demonic.
You got the book, didn't you?
Well,
did you get it?
Yeah, there's a couple of online versions of Carl Jung's Red Book. So he delved. I mean, what a psychologist does, especially in the early days, were thought experiments, right? So they used to dive into their own thoughts, right, and kind of work out themselves before working out anybody else. It's like, well, you better work yourself out first.
Yeah, that was a massive thing. Yeah,
Carl Jung started to dive into really deep, esoteric, almost demonic thought experiments. And literally what he says in his Red Book was that, poltergeists started to come through. So poltergeists are like ghosts that throw things about, manipulate reality, and really Carl Jung coined the phrase synchronicity, right?
Yeah.
Now that's a deep spiritual experience when, coincidence becomes a little bit more than coincidence. So, yeah, Carl Jung did some really deep diving, didn't he?
Well, what would the mad thing with Carl Jung was that they reckon he would have been labelled schizophrenic now. And he was literally schizophrenic. I don't even think he was on any kind of medication. And then he was one of the best psychologists in the world. People were like, it was untaught.
Yeah, but
was it schizophrenia?
Was it schizophrenia?
Yeah.
Because this is the Western and Eastern philosophies around kind of psychology and medicine. It's like, if you start hearing voices, when you're in China, then then they look after you. They give you space to hear them voices. They allow you to go through.
Yeah, out in the Native American places
What-
as well,
yeah,
Africa and that.
Native
yeah.
America, they allow you to go through this breakthrough to the spiritual realm, because that's what they believe you're going through. I mean, you won't be given a load of tablets and told to take them for the rest of your life. They'll just ease you through it and love you through the experience until you eventually come out. I mean, some people never come out of hearing voices, and they're called mediums, right? So, so it's like, what is real and what is not, I don't know. It's up to people to make their own mind up on it. But there's a very fine line between, reality and opinion, right? I mean, one person's opinion is another person's arsehole, right? Opinions stink,
Beep.
It's so there's all right. So I think we've just done.
But you're completely right though. The delving that Carl Jung did in that space with the Red Book, and I delved into little bits of it, and I know that he used to go into his own space and basically journey through his subconscious mind.
Right, yeah.
He used to look at his shadow. He used to report back about people eating dog, just
deep
crazy
stuff,
and it allowed him then to draw his own analysis from what he'd been studying and learning about all this kind of stuff. And then he came up with all this archetypal, absolute incredible wisdom that we now, to be fair, I'd say we're only now getting the gold of it in the last 10 years.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's only being recognised now. I mean, psychology just didn't want to go there, didn't want to look at the depths of where Carl Jung took psychology to. But I think, Jordan Peterson, who's a world-renowned psychologist and university lecturer, he speaks about thought experiments, doesn't he? And he speaks about, murder. How can people be murderers? And do you know what he says? Very easily. Yeah, because if you have a thought experiment about murder, you find out how easy it is to actually murder somebody. Go on a thought experiment about somebody you hate, and you find out what you could actually do to that person. And he talks about the German gulag, doesn't he?
Yeah, I've listened to that
and one. How normal, everyday, ordinary people became mass murderers. They killed 6 million Jews, probably more. I mean, normal, everyday. It was your next door neighbour end up becoming mass murderers, shooting women, children, men in the back of the heads. And and then going home. Then going home for the tea.
And you know how they did it, don't you? Remember we spoke about this, I think.
Well, hypnotherapy, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, there was all that, and apparently it took them 2 months to do it.
It took them 2 months. It took Hitler 2 months to brainwash normal people into becoming mass murderers, right?
And a big one he did, this is one thing that I learned from Jordan Peterson's thing, he got the guys to breed dogs, bring them up, take care of them, love the dogs. And then he got them to kill them. And teach them to have no feeling or expression or anything when he was...
It breaks you down.
Yeah.
We have to understand...
Crazy.
We have to understand, and this is where we spoke about being discerning before, you've got to be discerning about the information that you put into your body, because you've got to remember that we are walking biomechanical computers.
Taking in how much information a second?
Taking in millions and millions and millions of different types of information every second, right? And we know, I mean, look at World War II, look at Hitler. We know that it takes 2 months for you or your next door neighbour, and we're talking you, everybody says, oh no, I could never murder. It would take 2 months if the government wanted to. Hitler was the government.
Yeah.
If the government wanted to, it would take 2 months for him to turn you into a murderer. And then, we look at things like COVID, right? And what the newspapers, because this is what Hitler did with propaganda. with the newspapers, with education at the time, with the radio.
Yeah. Completely
Was just flooded. You know, everything that you saw, that you read, that you heard.
Complete subliminal messaging.
Subliminal messaging. Constantly.
Bam, bam,
Constantly
bam, bam,
through.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, one way around that is to raise your conscious level, you know, to actually understand that, yes, you know, I can be affected by, you know, by what I see, by what I hear, by what I take in. You know, it's like if I eat fast food every day, well, what happens to my body? I get fat.
Yeah.
You know, if I watch horror movies every day, what happens to my mind? It gets toxic, right?
Yeah.
You know, so be very, very careful.
About what
now,
you're taking in.
We've been there, right? I mean, we've broken down several times. We have almost been forced to learn about ourselves, to learn about our mind, to learn about them layers, to learn about psychology, because otherwise for us it means certain death, or worse than that, it means living in hell.
Yeah.
That's what it means. So we've been forced into an existence where we've had to learn about ourselves. We've had to learn about spirituality. We've had to learn about wellness, about well-being, about keeping the mind clear, about keeping the body clear, and not ingesting all this toxic shit. Not in, you know.
But the thing is, as well, though, we did get kind of taken in that, like, I had to open my arms to prayer. You had to open your arms to the 12 steps.
Yep.
But then what happened is, once we got past, I guess, that initiative, is then we chose then to look deeper, a bit like what you'd say Jung did, to unravel, deeper, to get spiritual, to get communicated, to learn more. So then, I guess, we could share.
I mean, the 12 steps was only a start. You know, it's been years of. I mean, and it's been years of making mistakes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, talk about, you know, 6.5 years clean or whatever it was, and then going back out there and having to delve even deeper into the psyche, because I actually, with experience, I mean, this wasn't a thought experiment. This was reality, right? This was reality where I deep dived into exactly where I could go, right? You know,
You did a Carl Jung.
Oh, I did a full Carl Jung. I found out exactly
Yeah.
What reality, and I tell you what reality is like when. Yeah, it was horrendous. My whole reality shifted completely, mate. I mean, we're talking demons, we're talking like negative synchronicities, demonic synchronicities.
So this was while you were on your stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is when I was on drugs. We're talking literal reality shifting, you know, like actual, you know, things appearing in the flat that shouldn't have been there, you know. And do you know what was crazy about this whole kind of like relapse was my friend, wasn't doing drugs, right? But his reality shifted as well. So I remember, get onto this for nuts now. I mean, like you might think I'm nuts, right? But I remember sat there, and every channel we put on the TV, right? It was like it was about my life. And I'm thinking, shit, I'm going nuts here.
Sorry, guys.
I'm going nuts. Yeah, I'm going nuts. Because every channel I'm putting on, I'm thinking, don't say anything to Eddie, because he'll think you're nuts.
Yeah.
Well, we sat there like that. Now, bearing in mind that he's not doing like copious amounts of crack cocaine. He's just like a straight head, right? Guess what he turned around to me and said? He goes, Ben, he said, is it me or is this TV all about what's going on in our life now? The reality had changed for him as well.
Yeah.
And I'm sat there thinking I'm going nuts. Well, how can he be going nuts as well? He turns around to me and says, Ben, is the TV talking about that? So, you know, listen, we know that reality is it's almost playable. It's like putty, innit? You know, and I think it kind of works symbiotically, doesn't it? You know, so like you work with reality. It works with you.
Yeah, well, whatever we think, we create, don't we? You know what I mean? It's our what we think and what we speak is our word, and that's what kind of comes out. And I think what was interesting is that there's this thing. This is again Jungian psychology. It talks about shadow projection, and I think your shadow was that.
It was that powerful.
Was that powerful? That it was creating physical manifestations.
It was creating physical manifestations, bro.
That were completely, almost supernatural.
Yeah. Supernatural occurrences were happening all the time. You ask Eddie.
Yeah.
You ask Eddie. But even now, you know, on a lighter note, supernatural occurrences are always happening.
On a positive note.
On a positive note for me and you. I mean, all the time. You know, all the time we speak stuff out. You know,
something will happen. A phone call will land.
A synchronicity. A guide will come into our life. An event will come. You know, supernatural things.
The red balloon that comes through the door and then the finger nearly comes off. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, it's deep, man.
It's deep. We've been on some crazy adventures.
Deep. Yes, Saint.
Come on, man.
My brother. Right, we're going to close the show down now.
Gang.
Let's get this closed down, guys.
Seeing it. I do meditation, manifestation. Go on, Whitney George.
Yes,
be careful.
Whitney.
Be careful what you manifest. That's another thing that I've learned. Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. And if you get it, you might not know what to do with it, because it might come back on you tenfold. Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. So be careful what you wish for, man. You know, all that power now and stuff like that. So, channel connection, bro, says Wayne.
Yes,
so glad you made it out alive. And I found this amazing show. Thanks, Chris, man. We love you, bro. So insightful, you two. Hey, thanks, Nicolette Dean says the schizophrenic drowns in the rivers that the mystic swims.
Oh, wow.
Do you hear that?
Wow, tell me that again.
The schizophrenic drowns in the rivers that the mystic swims. That's deep.
That's deep, yeah. Because they do enter, schizophrenics do enter these. They have some kind of otherworldly something going on there, man. Yeah.
So that was probably the deepest.
We went fully in. We've got Gemma here saying, gets to hearing about self-harm and hope you never feel like that again. Thanks, Gemma. Hit rock bottom, then climb back up. Good on you, Will. What's the Priory? The Priory is basically like a private healthcare place. They're amazing. They're incredible. They're just expensive. But they're there if anyone needs them.
We're lucky to get in there.
I was lucky to get in there thanks to my mum and dad.
I've not told the story about Cloud's house.
And you've also not told the story. We've not done the big announcement.
Oh yeah,
my big announcement.
One sec. Cloud House is like the Priory on Steads.
Really? What? Another level?
It's another level.
Is it? What, like, costs ridiculous amounts of money?
It's where Robbie Williams wrote Angels.
Right.
Yeah, it's where Amy Winehouse went to. It's where Gascoigne went to dry out. You know, I've got some stories, mate.
I've not even heard of that.
You've not heard that one? That's another story for story time. That's another story time. But yeah, the big announcement. Let's shout it out now, Will.
Yes, so I will be. Jeez. Every Monday.
Come on,
I've got my show on Shinny's live.
It's amazing, man.
Page, man.
Will Power's now on the Shinny show every Monday from 9 till 10 o'clock. Yeah, you can also catch myself from a Sunday, and I think we're going to share. So
Saturday.
On Saturday you're going to be on my show.
I'm going to be on your show. Shinny wants you to introduce me in for Monday, and then I'll be rock and rolling.
Will Power is going to be on the Shinny show Saturday, and then with you guys every Monday, man. He's also going to be in the tribe at some point as well.
Yeah, man. It's exciting times. I'm really excited to share my story and what I've got here. So
yeah, look.
Peace and love, everyone.
We've done it.
We love you guys.
2 hours.
Yeah, man.
That's
We've
all
hit
right.
it up.
That's not bad.
Can we have your tune to play out?
Do you reckon?
Take care of yourselves, guys. Thank you for everything. Have a good week, and we'll see you next week. Who's on next week? We'll leave you with that one, so keep an eye on the page.
I don't know. Who's on next week? Don't know. Should we go out?
Let's go. Yo.
SOS.
12 steps too far. Check 1 2, Kaiju Zone.
Every now and then I get a little
Yo,
bit lonely,
yo,
and never
yo,
come around.
yo. I'm broken, beaten. I'm not been eating, sleeping. And in the silence, I can swear I hear my soul is weeping. I took a load of beat blockers down with rock and eating. Satan stood there mocking, shocking out and said I'm not gonna beat him. I slam the rock on heat, hold my breath and feel my beating heart rip apart until it started bleeding. That's appealing.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely, and you never come around.
Repeat the same mistakes, expecting something different. What am I missing? Every day in wasted high in space like solar system. One taste does the damage and I'm off and rolling call assistance. You're gonna need it when I'm creeping, feeding, keep your distance. My eyes look deep and distant, focused on repeated whispering.
You can't escape our prison, SOS be so persistent.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely, and you never come around.
Curtain twitching, sniffing, listen out for someone listening. I took a look inside my skull, but look, my mind is missing. I'll down it, whole folks sipping. I'm not a pot to pissing, but trust me, I'll be licking pipe lips type you can't resist. I see it twisted. All my friends are drifted off my wish list, but I'll be clean by Christmas. The famous word of misfits.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely, and you never come around.
I need to feel the needle, keep it on the dealer we go. To a place you got to chase, not for the weak and feeble. Take a trip and test it, it's so precious, go on Smeagol. It's dark and evil, mark my words, it might not be a sequel. Do this for the down and outs, so do this for the people. I do this because if I don't, the outcome could be lethal.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely, and you never come around.
Relapse after relapse like the devil wants a rematch. You reach a peak of pleasure, then come crashing, they don't teach out. Don't speak loud, keep back, I ain't ready for a recap. I don't want your million opinions or your feedback. I need my engine remaps, perhaps I'll quit the pre-gas. But my addict is so manic, stewing, brewing like your tea bags.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely, and you never come around.
Life and life turns, life hurts, life burns. Hungry, angry, lonely and tired of my curse. The rest will do the damage when I get high first. One is too many, but 1,000 might work. 1,000 kind words, the amount my mind hurts. And grounded like dirt, dig down on my verse.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely, and you never come around.
Yo, drug-induced psychosis, 5 overdoses and no prognosis. Only hope is through osmosis. Tell my closest I was hopeless. Just as the lotus opens, petals symbolize emotion. Perhaps I'll find some time to still my mind and find emotion. Who set the tides in motion? Who set the winds to sing and ride the tides beside the ocean? Whose spirit can fix the broken?
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely, and you never come around.
I'm fucking broken, beaten. I'm not been eating, sleeping. And in the silence, I can swear I hear my soul is weeping. I took a load of beat blockers down with rock and eating. Satan stood there mocking, shocking out and said I'm not gonna beat him. I slam the rock on heat, hold my breath and feel my beating heart rip apart until it started bleeding. That's appealing.